Hi, welcome to Nicky's vlog, and today, trans rights. Today's a poignant day. I'm back after a 12-day round-the-world trip, LA, Sydney, Singapore, and then back to London. 12 days on the road. And during those 12 days, I've had two kind of real knockbacks, two real transphobic knockbacks. In LA, I was turned down for a TV show that I thought I was presenting because some of the backers don't want a trans woman. And in Asia, I was turned down for some work for my biggest client because they don't feel comfortable with a trans woman working for them in certain parts of Asia. Both of which were quite, bitter blows to me personally. And then on Friday, of course, my inbox was full of people emailing me that the Trump administration have decided to overturn the Transgender Bill of Rights that the Obama administration put in. Let's talk about that for a second. I mean, actually, they're not really overturning it, they're just not supporting it. And so, Obama passed a bill saying transgender kids should use the bathroom with which they identify and tried to tie funding to it. And 20 states have objected. And now the Trump administration are saying that they're not going to get involved and it needs to be decided at a state level, not a federal level, which is unfortunate because it's going to send an unfortunate message out to trans kids in America. And that unfortunate message is probably not a message out to the trans kids as much as it's going to go out to the non-trans kids that says, these very vulnerable people in society are probably ripe for bullying. And it's a shame because they are 10 times more likely to take their own life. If you're a trans kid and if you're bullied, the stats are fairly compelling. I have a separate vlog about it. And so I think what the Trump administration may have inadvertently done is put trans kids' lives at risk. And we're going to see increase in bullying. We're going to see an increase in, probably assaults. And if we're not careful, we may well see an increase in suicides, which is deeply, deeply unfortunate. And I'm sure not what the Trump administration were concerned about. We know that the education secretary was equally worried about that, and that there was some kind of, little fight internally and some politics going on before the announcement was made. So I know people are aware of it, but nevertheless, this is probably a dark day for transgender rights for teenagers in America. So you take all of those three things together, and the last 12 days has kind of, had a bit of an impact on me. And so I wanted to share something. And this is, out to Corey Mason and any other trans kids that are kind of watching my vlog or kind of paying attention to it. In fact, anybody else that's interested in, any kind of civil rights action for LGBT. And I would say this: Rome was not built in a day, and that anything worth having is worth fighting for. And anything that's free and easy is often disregarded. And so we will have to fight. We will have to fight to normalize this in the same way that over the past 20, 30 years, the LGBT community has had to fight in order to normalize homosexuality. If you think back, for those of you who are old enough, to what the world was like 30, 40 and 50 years ago, where we would imprison homosexual men, we would force them with drugs, chemically castrate them, ostracize them, lock them away in asylums, do all sorts of abjectly obnoxious things to people based on their sexuality. And you look back with horror with the way society behaved then. I believe that what will happen in the next 20 or 30 years is people will look back on the way we deal with transgender as a society now with the same kind of abject horror and disgust. And in 30 years' time, this will be normal and totally acceptable. But we have to blaze away, and we have to, we are trailblazers, and we need to show people that this is normal and nothing to be afraid of. Obviously, I have a show that we're doing at the Edinburgh Fringe this year called God Hates Me, I'm Trans, which clearly shows you where I think some of the problems might lie. And you can come and see the show, and we'll talk about why I think the Abrahamic religions might be the root of all evil. But notwithstanding that, I have a very simple message out to all of the trans activists in America right now. Rome was not built in a day. That means, this might be a small setback, but we need to march on. We need to get ready for the fight, and we need to bolster ourselves for a long, kind of tough fight in order to gain society's respect and gain a position in society where people accept us and tolerate us. So, I intend to fight. I've had 2 knockbacks for my business. It's felt a little bit hard in the past couple of days that maybe I should go and, dust off a boy suit and go and pretend to be a boy and take my hair off and not do my makeup and sit in front of people and say, look, Nick is available if you want him. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because this is who I am and this is the course we've set and this is what needs to be done. And it's a good message for my business and it's a good message for my customers. I am the T in LGBT. If you've got a problem with that and you have bigger problems than me, get out of the way because you are the problem, not me. At least that's what I think. Tell me what you think. At NickyTake, /NickyTake, #NickyTake, or just Google NickyTake or Pray and you'll be able to find me. Thanks for watching. Bye.